Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. Today's video is going to be a Kevin Samuels reaction. I definitely got a request from a lovely subscriber. Thank you for that suggestion. I've seen a lot of Kevin Samuels episodes and definitely have scoured through and tried to find ones that I felt like people could learn from. I haven't seen them all, so it's like, I don't know, we may continue learning from Kevin Samuels on this channel. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and tell me what you think. Let's go ahead and get into this reaction, shall we?
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, I'm trying to stay concise here. It's just, I understand that aspect, but in the sense of right now, I mean, I already went to school, but I don't know how to not, I guess, have a job. I wasn't giving that up, but do I just give it up now and focus on trying to be a wife, or do I keep my livelihood?
Okay. Do you have what's the outcome you want? Do you want to be married?
Yes.
Why?
I want to raise a family and focus on my husband and kids.
Okay.
And to build that community.
Were you raised to be a wife?
No.
Then how do you plan on becoming a wife? If you want to be a wife because you want to raise a family and have kids and all these things right there, cool. But if you want to raise to be a wife, how do you plan to bridge that gap?
Just listen to men more. I look into married couples and see how they operate, successful married couples. Mm-hmm. My grandparents were married, so
okay.
I kind of.
So in other words, you just plan on being passive.
The way my grandma
ma'am. So in other words, you plan on being passive, watching, sitting. What actively do you plan on doing on a consistent daily basis for a long time?
Seems to be a pretty young woman. I think she said she was 25 years old, so maybe she hasn't thought this actually through. What do you plan to do every day as a wife? Well, as a wife, you ought to be planning to make sure every day you are cooking and you are cleaning. Most people only eat once or twice a day anyway. At least cook one meal. I mean, they can have the option to have other stuff too, but you definitely should have cooking as a part of your everyday thing if you plan to be a wife. So it's you need to know how to cook. You need to know how to clean. And you need to take into account your physical activity. Make sure that exercise is part of your daily routine as well.
Currently, I cook a lot. I help my dad. I live with my dad, so I help him keep the house clean. He don't really have to clean because he's working a lot, so I keep the house handled. So I'm learning how to do those.
You're 25?
Mm-hmm.
So you are 2 years from
Danger zone!
I asked a specific question. What do you actively plan on doing on a daily basis for a long period of time to make yourself a wife? And see, the question I'm asking you, the answer is nothing. I want it, and I'm going to watch people, which is easy. I'm going to listen to my grandma. That's easy.
Okay, guys, really quick. I don't want to interrupt for too long, but this episode in particular, I did pick because it was iconic to me. It says happy birthday to me. So I'm assuming this actual day, which was about a month or two ago, was his actual birthday. It just really saddens me to think that he barely got to enjoy this year, so it really sucks.
Easy. It's passive. Have you ever, did you ever play athletic? You ever play sports, any sports, basketball, anything like that?
Yeah, I did track and cross country.
Track and cross country. You know what? I bet you if you sat down and watched the Olympics and watched some cross country, You could watch some of the best running form in the world, but it's a hell of a lot different getting out there and running in those elements now, ain't it?
Yeah, it
All right.
is.
So any man who wants a wife wants a woman who's out there running in those elements, not somebody who's just watching the Olympics.
All right. So I guess this is what I meant by like not knowing how to surrender. So as far as actively doing, what can like I do to actively prepare myself to be a wife?
Where's your mother?
She's around.
Okay. Well, the problem you have is no one taught you. Men can't teach you. Men can't
Yeah, I
teach you.
understand that.
So I don't have an answer for you, man, because the truth is it likely won't happen. There are a lot of people going to lose because they're deciding to do too little too late. I can't fix everything, but the question is, do you want to be the one of the people who loses?
No.
Then you better
That's why
run.
I'm
Then you better run. Then you better get your ass out there and do more than just listen, more than just cook for your daddy. Look, think of it this way. Imagine if graduating.
You know what? Let me also throw in that a person like her who's pretty young could learn a lot from self-help books, books that kind of can teach you about relationships and how to have them, books on how to be a wife. Why not go to the bookstore and see what books you can read and learn from? I think that would be an awesome thing she could have said there too. I'm not going to say that there's no hope for her, but there's no hope for this camera angle. Like, why is her head like literally in the corner of the camera? Like, she's like, this is all you need to see. Like, why is that a thing? I don't. Okay, sorry.
From high school by law. Imagine if graduating from high school by law locked you into minimum wage job. That's all you could ever do is minimum wage. And if you wanted to earn anything higher than minimum wage, you would have to have at least a 2-year associate's degree. What would you do? Would you get a 2-year associate's degree, or would you just make do with minimum wage for the rest of your life? Not somebody who's just watching the Olympics.
No, I'll get a 2-year associate's degree.
Thank you. See, and what I want you guys to understand is so many of our women
I guess this is what I meant by like not knowing how to
don't realize how lazy they are when it comes to competing for a man. I had a bit on Instagram yesterday where I asked a sister, a young woman, if she would step over her best friend or a homie to get to one man who was interested in all of them, but he was only going to pick one. And she said what most of black women say, no. She was more concerned with not offending her friend. Ma'am, basically what I'm telling you, what you want is rare and very special. And you can't, and you're 25. You don't have time to be wasting moving this slow. Your mom didn't teach you? Okay. You said you're going to learn from your grandmother. Okay, learn what? How old is your grandmother? First off, how old is your grandmother? How old is your grandmother?
Well, she passed. I was and like she
You're breaking up. 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 Say that again. She's passed. And what?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you said your grandmother passed. Then what?
Unless your grandma was like Kevin Samuels and actually created videos that you could learn from, I doubt you can learn anything from somebody that's already deceased.
Oh, I was just saying, like, she passed. So, but before she passed, just reflecting on how she dealt with my grandfather and like
Passed. I want you
why.
to understand. She's passed, and you're reflecting on how she dealt with your grandmother. Young lady, that is a poor, lazy way. That's lazy.
Oh,
I mean, do you understand the
uh,
logic? Your grandma, okay,
um,
you're reflecting on what your grandmother did for your grandfather, right?
yes.
But she didn't teach you how. You don't know. You
No,
weren't taught. And, ma'am, that's not going to work. Reflecting on how your grandmother treated your grandfather when she didn't teach you, that doesn't work. And see, I want you guys to understand that if a man, if you had to eat to survive, and your hunting skills were like your relationship skills, would you survive or would you die? There you go, people.
I'm sorry, you broke up. Did you say something?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I said, if you had to hunt to survive, if you had to hunt to eat in order to eat to survive, right?
Yes.
If your relationship skills or your wife skills were like your hunting skills, would you be able to eat?
I believe I would.
Oh,
Not
please,
every day.
please explain it to us. Then please explain it to us. Not every day. So it takes three minutes without air, oxygen to die. 3 days without water. 3 weeks without food. In a 7 day week, how many days do you think you would eat a full diet?
Um, I would say 4.
4 days.
Yes.
When was your last relationship?
I'm currently in a relationship right now.
How long you been in it?
7 months.
How old is the man?
28.
I'm not even gonna go down that path because, ma'am, I think you're being extremely optimistic, saying the skills you described will get you fed. You would eat every other day. Because what you gotta realize is if you're hungry in the morning and you don't eat by noon, you're hungry. By the afternoon, your stomach is rumbling. And if you don't run and hunt something down, you go to sleep on an empty stomach. Do you think you're gonna wake up the next day full of energy, ready to hunt? Have you ever missed a meal
I
because of a
fasted
lack of
before.
food, meaning there was no food available?
Not by force. I mean, I fasted
No, no,
before.
meaning no, 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 no. See, and I'm doing this to show you how women just don't. And this is no ding at you, young lady. So I don't want you to take it that way. But women vastly overestimate and underestimate things. Y'all overestimate how hard something is or how easy something is. Based on our conversation, I think you probably would eat every 2 or 3 days. Actually, I don't think it would happen. I think you would eat, then you try to hunt something, and it wouldn't happen. I think you would sit there and try to figure it out. I don't think that you would dig around and eat worms and crickets and leaves or whatever it is. I think you would just wait because every day you're not eating, you're getting weaker. At 25, you're approaching marriage and the marital skills by basically, I'm just going to be passive. What my grandmother did. Insufficient. That's why I said we need wife school. We need wife school so you ladies can go to school and enroll, and somebody can give you coursework and homework and things to do that you should have had at home. Because the typical woman today, even if she wants the outcome, it's maybe wrong to say, but I think y'all are too lazy to even go figure it out. But I'll tell you right now, if I would have won wife school, I would try.
Yeah, that's definitely true. There's a lot of women, and we've seen plenty of other examples. Look at some of my TikTok and World Star videos of women who make excuses and just want to accept, what's happening. And it's like, sometimes people just have to understand that cutting back. This particular video was interesting to me because the young lady seemed like maybe she just was nervous talking to Kevin Samuels or something and her mind was going blank. But for me, I would have definitely said stuff like reading books. I swear, like reading self-help books helped me out in a lot of ways. It gave me a lot of encouragement and understanding of people and like how to maneuver, have conversations, how to be a likable person, I guess, and there are books out there that teach you that kind of stuff. One of my favorite books was written by an author named Napoleon Hill, and he wrote a book that's actually very long. It's almost like a Bible, but it's called The Success Principles. And I feel like that book kind of definitely sparked a change in me and made me want to be better and seek better, live longer and be healthier, and just overall do better financially with the money I have and just learn to grow. And there's so much I can go into, but this, like I said, video was interesting and I felt like a lot of people could learn from it. Like, stop acting clueless about what you need to do. If you don't know, there are videos on YouTube. There are encyclopedia things you can read. There are articles, there are magazines, there are books, there are a plethora of things on the internet, blogs you can read, anything that pertains to the information that you're looking for. Educate yourself. There's nothing stopping you. Anyway, guys, definitely leave me a comment and tell me what you think, and I shall see you next time.